Ooh. Okay, hey guys. So I know it's been a while since I updated a video on my YouTube channel, but a lot of things have happened, unexpected things. So this is gonna be my labor and delivery. So it all started the 28th when I was scheduled to be induced. So I went in at 10 in the morning, and they didn't start anything until like 4 in the afternoon. Now keep in mind, I couldn't eat anything since I was at the hospital. So I had breakfast at 8 in the morning, and then that's it. That's all I had. So they first started the IV, and then after that they did a balloon like to dilate me, and I got up to 4 centimeters. Then the balloon fell out. That was like around 10 o'clock. Because, like I said before, they didn't start the process until like 5 or 6 in the afternoon. I think it was like 4, 5, or 6. I think at 4 I got the IV, but then they really didn't do anything. It took a long time because a lot of people were getting induced that day, I believe. So, it was like I got 4 centimeters dilated, and then after that, I believe they started me on pitocin, and then I went the whole night with pitocin, and then I got up to like a 7. Now at this time, my boyfriend had come from the military because we thought he was gonna be born the 29th, so I wanted him to be here for the birth of the baby, but as you'll find out, that was not possible. So we were all here, like at the hospital. My parents were there, my boyfriend was there, everything was fine. I got up to 7 or 6 centimeters, and then I needed the epidural. So I got the epidural, and it did not work. I may have had like 10 top offs off the epidural, and still nothing. So at this point I was just in pain. I got all the way up to 9 centimeters. This was around 8 o'clock at night on the 29th. So since the 28th I was dilating all the way to the 29th. So I got to 9 centimeters dilated, and then I stopped. And I was still in pitocin. I think I got up to like 18 in pitocin, but my body just didn't want to dilate to like a 10. So I went the whole night with the contractions. They didn't want to give me any more epidural. The anesthesiologist actually denied the epidural, like giving me an epidural, because I had so much of it already, and like it did nothing for me. Like it numbed my legs a little bit, but it only worked for like 15 to 30 minutes, and then like the pain started right back up again, and I could feel my legs, so there was something wrong with the epidural, or my body was just not taking the epidural. Let's see. Then like around 2 in the morning, I was still at a 9. Well, they told me first that I was a 10. But then another doctor came in, like an older guy, and he was like, no, you're still a 9. I was 1, like the baby was ready to come out. Like he was in a 1. You know how they have like -2, -1, 0, and then a 1. He was in a 1. But I was just not dilated. So that was at 2 in the morning. And then at 4, my boyfriend had to leave because he had actually stayed the 28th, the 29th, and then his flight was scheduled to leave the 29th at 4 in the morning, because we had planned that, Christopher was going to be here already. So that didn't happen. So he ended up leaving. And then that 30th at 10:52, at 10:30, they decided that I needed a C-section because my water was broken already for like 24 hours. So they didn't want to prolong the process, because that would have meant like Christopher would have been stressed out and stuff like that. So I opted for a C-section. And then he was born. Christopher was born at 10:52 a.m. He weighed 7 pounds and 13 ounces. My C-section took about 2.5 hours. It was longer than expected. I was so pumped of like drugs and medicine and stuff like that that I was bleeding excessively. So, it obviously took more time. After that, let's see. Christopher was out. He was fine. He wasn't like stressed or anything. My mother was with me in the operating room, like when he was born. And then, well, after that, I passed out. I passed out in the operating table. They stitched me up, brought me back to they actually had to monitor me because my heart was having like rhythm problems, I guess, and that was because of like all the drugs and the fact that I hadn't eaten since the 28th and it was now the 30th. So I guess that played a role on it. Besides that, he was fine, he was healthy. I was wanting to have a vaginal delivery, but that didn't happen. So C-section it was. Right now he is 15 days old, so I'm like 2 weeks postpartum. I am gonna do a 1 month postpartum video in another 2 weeks, but maybe I'll throw in a 2 to 3 week postpartum, just to like see how I'm doing and stuff like that. Because there is a lot that I have to tell you guys about the C-section. But for now, that was my labor and delivery. It was so unexpected. I didn't think it was gonna happen like that. But at least my boyfriend was there while I was like, with contractions and stuff like that. So that was very helpful. I was a little disappointed. He was disappointed that he didn't get to see him. But like we FaceTime every day and stuff like that. So he gets to see the baby. Well, I think I'm gonna end it because Christopher is crying. So I'll talk to you guys later.